Hello, YouTube. How are you guys doing on this good old wonderful Wednesday, hump day, halfway through your work weekday or halfway through your school weekday or just halfway through the week, Wednesday. Today, welcome back. Please excuse me. I get ahead of myself when we get to this point in the week here on the channel, but thank you. If you're new, especially for stopping by with Real Talk Therapy 101 with your girl, Ebony. If you're new, please check out Monday's edition to bring you up to Wednesday. Every Monday, I try to go ahead and do a bio to explain what the channel is about, who I am, what I'm about, and what I'm trying to do here. And then the rest of the time, we go straight into our conversations. And this week we've been talking about fear and using the acronym of face everything and recover. Whatever it is you may be trying to recover from, at some point you're going to have to face it. You have to acknowledge that the fear is there. At some point you have to understand what it is you're trying to move past and where it is you're trying to go and what exactly is holding you there. So we're going to dive right in with our custom made shirt of the day. And you guys can see I'm kind of back in my station, still doing some stuff in the house, but I was able to kind of get back in my comfortable corner to have these conversations. But we're keeping it the same this week. The logo of fear, Real Talk Therapy 101, and face everything and recover, because that's what we're talking about this week and where we want to move from. Let's get in here good. Our Coach bag accessory of the day is the multicolored mustard, and that was really the reason for choosing it. Color that goes along with the vinyl on the shirt. Fanny pack Coach. If you did not get this style when it came out, chances are you won't be able to get this particular one again. But you can always stay up to date with what Coach is doing and how they're doing it. Become a Coach insider, get on the website, do whatever it is you have to do. If you really are interested in Coach and want to, become a Coach connoisseur like myself and get in on those things. And our kicks for today are the all black Vapor Max. And I don't know when I just said that just an all black like the Omen came to mind, but we ain't talking about Lil' Kim. We ain't going there today, because we're talking about facing our fears, facing those things that we need to start learning how to recover from. Facing those fears, we've talked this week a lot about things that we're afraid of, and the fact that fear is a part of life. You're afraid of something. I don't care who you are. You have some inside fears of something. And to other people, it might be minor, but to you, it could be major. So never play down how you feel or what you feel for anybody. And today I want to talk to you guys just a little bit about the fear of not living up to the expectations that other people set for you. Now, listen, when you're making these goals and, in behavioral health, we look at them as SMART goals and the S is for specific, but the R is for realistic in the SMART goals. So you have the S is for a specific goal that you want to do. A is to make sure M is to make sure it's measurable. It's something that you can do. The A is to make sure it's attainable, something that you can actually complete. And the R is for making sure, it's something that you can reach. It's reachable. It's realistic. It's a realistic goal. And the T, give yourself a time limit to reach those goals, because if you don't, you'll forever be sitting on the pattern of, I want to do this, but you'll never get started and you'll never develop a time frame to help you finish. So thinking of the R and it being realistic, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know that it will not be realistic for me to set a goal of wanting to lose 50 pounds in 30 days. Now, there might be some ways to go out here and cheat to make that an attainable goal. But if I'm going to do it the right way, realistically, I don't know anybody who has lost 50 pounds in 30 days. Not even Jared could do that when he was eating them Subway sandwiches. Y'all know about Jared. Jared got some mess with him too, but we're gonna get off of that. But you want the goal to be realistic. So when we start thinking about living up to the expectations that other people set for us, we have to be realistic in knowing that that's not possible. You know, your supervisor, if you work a production job and you might have to, your production is 300 bottle tops in a shift, but your supervisor wants you to make 900 in your shift. Is that realistic? Without you overexerting yourself, without you, being overworked, overwhelmed, is that something that you can realistically do? And sometimes when people project their time frames, or when people, project onto us what it is they want us to do, or what it is somebody wants you to do, what their expectations are of you, when that is put on you, that ends up creating some pressure and unwanted things that you have to end up dealing with, because now you're trying to be what someone is either trying to make you be or what they know you'll never be able to be, so they hold that over your head. And people will do that to you. I hear parents say how their children do that to them as adults. When your kids become adults, you should have trained them up in a way to know how to make it out here in this world. Sure, they're still going to come to you, for things, but they won't come to you for every little thing, because you've prepared them for that. And if you haven't done your job as a parent in doing so, it's never too late to start. But you can't make anybody make you feel bad for who you are and where you are in life. If they have expectations of you that they know you can never reach, then those people are not cheerleaders. I don't even know if I want to call those people fans. So you have to be careful when you find yourself in a certain situation or a certain environment, or going through, one of your uncharted waters or uncharted places in life, when realistically you know that you can do this many things in a day and feel comfortable with it, versus somebody trying to make you do all these other things in a day, or someone trying to make you be something that you're not. Because that change, if it's not something that you want to do from within, you're going to live in fear of not being able to make these people happy. And remember, if individuals are not happy with themselves, it's going to be impossible for you to make them happy in any kind of situation, because the expectations are going to always change. Okay, today I want you to just wear blonde hair when you get your hair done. Okay, and this could be for a male or female. You in this relationship and your partner wants you to go get your hair done, and it has to be blonde. No matter how you get it done, they just want blonde. Well, 2 months from now, I need you to be strawberry, raspberry, red, or whatever. But you just expected me to be blonde. And I went against everything that I was comfortable with to wear this blonde hair for you, and now you want me to change the color? So that's why you have to make sure what you're asking of people is realistic. But when you're happy with yourself, including whatever you're fearing, when you're open and honest with yourself, then when people ask you to do things that you know you cannot do, you will say, hey, I don't think I can do that. So can we have a conversation about what I'm capable of doing that may be okay with you? Or have the conversation that, hey, I can't fulfill that for you. I'm going to bow down and let you find the next person to do that. You have to start doing whatever will work for you. Once you start tearing away the layers of who you are to try to become what someone else expects you to be, and then that individual is not vested in you, they're not going to stick by you with all of these different expectations that they have of you, you will have peeled all of your layers back for nothing. And then who's going to be there to help you cover yourself back up so you can figure out who and what you want to be in life? You know, as a mother, society can give you all these expectations of what a mother is supposed to look like. But there's no handbook for how to be a mom. Love your child, nurture your child, you know, feed your child, clothe your child, do all the basic necessities so that you aren't neglecting and or abusing your child, but you do it to the best of your ability. You don't have to go out here and get this organic baby food now because that's what society is saying, especially if you can't afford it. Why put yourself out there on a limb for nobody to catch you when the limb breaks? And then if you keep sitting around saying, oh, I'm just going to let that be water under the bridge. They wanted blonde hair this time. Now they want, you know, the strawberry raspberry. So I'm going to go get it. Then how much water can you let go under the bridge before the bridge is under freaking water? You have to be mindful of the changes that you make, and you have to make sure, remember we talked about self-care, self-love, self-awareness. You have to make sure that this is something that you can face and recover from if it doesn't work out on the job or in the relationship or in the friendship or in the position that you hold in life. You have to make sure it's something that you can continue to maintain once it no longer serves the person that wanted you to make the change. Then there's compromise. But each time you try to live up to someone's expectation and you fear not being able to get there, that will cause so much internal turmoil that it would take more than a conversation to work that out. So, you have to be able to be realistic with what your boundaries are. Normally towards the end of the year, you hear people saying, oh, it's getting ready to be a new year, new me. If you're not changing something from the inside for you, it's going to be a new year and the same mess you trying to deal with or overcome in the new year. It's not going to be a new you. A new you has to do the work to figure out what this new you would look like. If you're not happy with your appearance, it doesn't matter how many people tell you you look nice, you just aren't going to be happy. But if you aren't doing anything to change your appearance, if you're not doing the work or facing what it needs for you to recover with your appearance, if you can't look in the mirror and be okay with you, that's not on your partner. That's not on your friend. That's not on your coworker at the job. That's not on your family member. That's on you. It's an inside fear that you need to face and recover from. Remember, you can either face everything and recover, or you can fake everything and end up relapsing and going back to those places that you worked so hard to come from. And remember, relapse is not just in an addiction. Relapse can happen with your mental health too. You can get so far and get so past something and be working on something and start feeling better, and then something hits you like a ton of bricks and then you relapse into those same feelings of anxiety. You go back to that same pattern of depression. You go back to how you felt when you were experiencing that post-traumatic stress or trauma that caused you to not be able to move forward in the first place. It's time to face everything. Stop trying to live up to others' expectations and set your own expectations. Set your own goals. Make your own things attainable and reachable for you. It doesn't have to necessarily be for the benefit of someone else, because if they don't truly love you for you, it don't matter what you do. The expectations are going to constantly change, and then you're going to be constantly finding yourself on one of them little wheels that are, a hamster wheel, just going round and round and round and round, because it's never enough. It's never enough. So you have to come to grips with what works for you, what makes it easier for you to face and recover from, versus faking it and ending up relapsing and going back to a place. Because there's no such thing as faking it until you make it. If you fake, you just fake. Do the work. Do the real work. Look, I'm a mess. I've fallen apart. I got pieces all over the place, and I'm trying to pick them up and put them together. But, you know, you coming into this thing and I'm a mess, but I'm working on me. It's okay to say that instead of pretending to be something that you're not. Remember, the wolf can only wear the sheep's clothing, but for so long they don't fit. Don't even look right when you're trying to be something or somebody that you're not. What flows is when you who you are and you give the very best of you to everything that you do. Give the very best to your husband or your wife. Give the very best to your job. Give the very best to your friend. Give the very best of you to you. Give your very best and be okay with that. It's okay. Because every time you try to reach a marker that someone else has set for you, you're going to fall short of the goal because you weren't a part of creating that mark for yourself. You weren't trying to reach it because it's what you wanted to do. You tried to reach it because somebody expected you to do it. No. Now, if it's something that they least expect you to do because it's something that you want to do, don't miss this. If the least expectation of you is getting sober, but you expect to get sober, you're going to do the work and you're going to do that. I hope y'all didn't miss that. Because sometimes people will say, she ain't going to make it. She ain't going to be able to get what she trying to get. She ain't going to be able to go where she trying to go. She ain't going to be able to keep her husband. She ain't going to be able to keep her job. She ain't going to be able to take care of her kids. That's when they least expect you to do it. And if those things are important to you, reach those heights like you've never reached them before, and then turn around and tell them people to pardon your back as you walk away from them because they didn't expect you to do that. But when people put expectations on you that you know you aren't able to reach, that's when you have to open your mouth and say, we ain't going to get into that right now because that's not something that I feel like I can do. I don't even want to do it. And you have a fear of telling people what you don't want to do. And again, if they care anything about you, they will understand and be right there by your side anyway. Fear is realistic. Like I said, we all struggle with some type of fear. You just got to tap into yours and start getting in a place where you can face it and recover from it. You owe that to yourself. So if you want to do something for a new you, tap within and start facing those things that have you bogged down. Face it all, every piece of it, and begin the process, of recovering from it. So thank y'all for spending this little time with me today. Continue to be safe out there. There was some inclement weather in my area. I see up north there's some snow. I got to check on my family. But you guys just continue to be safe. Watch out for yourself. Take care of yourself. And I will see you tomorrow on Real Talk Therapy 101.